Well, good morning, Prince George's County. Good morning. So great to see all of you this morning, and I want to welcome you to the 2024 State of the Economy Breakfast. I am so excited to be here, excited to see all of you in this room today, and want to just begin by first saying thank you so much to my friends in public service. Can we hear it again for the chair of our county council, Jolene Ivy? I want to thank her so much for her leadership and all the work that she has done. There are so many other friends who are here today in elective service. I have to tell you, I am so lucky to be a part of a team that is as strong as Team Prince George's County. And so I want to say thank you to many of them are here. I know the chairs of our House delegation and Senate delegation are with us today. I saw Chair Nicole Williams and Chair Michael Jackson, the other members of our delegation. I'd like to thank, in their absence, our federal partners who are not in the room today. We want to thank them for the tremendous work that they do. I want to say also to David Iannucci, who has been incredible. Want to thank him, the Economic Development Corporation, the super bad Angie Rogers, who is here as well. Want to thank her so much for her tremendous leadership in this area. And then there's also a person who doesn't get recognized, and I feel almost nervous to share my secret weapon. I have had a person who has worked with me now for decades. We've worked together. She is, I have to tell you, without exception, one of the strongest public administrators in the United States of America. She's serving right here in Prince George's County. It's Tara Jackson, our Chief Administrative Officer, who is an incredible leader, and want to just recognize her today. She is my secret weapon, as well as the other deputy chief administrative officers and other leaders who are serving in this government. You've heard chief of police, the fire chief, and others. Just want to be sure to say thank you to every single person in this government who helps it to move forward every single day. I'd be remiss if I did not also say thank you so much to the incredible members of the business community who are not only in attendance at this breakfast. Oh, and I also would be remiss. I wanted just to Jim Estep to say thank you so much for your incredible leadership over so many years, for hosting a breakfast, which I swear just gets larger and larger every year. And I think is also a real credit to not only the power of this community, power to your leadership, credit to your leadership, but also shows how engaged people are in our business community. But the business leaders who are here today attending this breakfast deserve credit for more than just being present at the breakfast. They also are really committed in a very steadfast way to the progress of Prince George's County. And I have to let you know that your efforts are not in vain. And so I want to thank the leaders of the business community who invest here, who advocate for our community, and who have been here every step of the way. Thank each of you so very much. And I have to say that according to a recent report published by the DC government, what we know is that people are migrating away from expensive, high density cities. This analysis shows us that from 2019 to 2021, DC lost more than 16,000 tax filing households, or 31,000 people. These households overwhelmingly chose to move to inner suburbs in Maryland and Virginia. And of the destinations, you should know that people chose, Prince George's County was at the top of the list. Now, what's more is you should know that this is not the whole picture. Migration patterns are complicated, as we know, in the wake of the pandemic. But what we can say is that Americans are choosing to live in communities that offer a lower cost of living than where they came from. Now, this is a trend that we must remain mindful of, I have to say to everyone, as we grow. But what I can say so proudly to all of you is that Prince George's County is the single best place to live and work, the best place to start a family, and the best place to start a business in the National Capital Region. When I see a report like the one that I've referenced, I am reminded of a simple fact. And that fact is that this is our time. Right now is our time. And I know this because this past year, even during a tough budget cycle, we achieved historic success, most especially in Annapolis. And we also have achieved a once in a lifetime and once in a generation investment that will literally transform our community for a century or more. So today I want to talk to all of you about our economic outlook and the steps that we're taking to support transit-oriented development and how the actions of independent policymakers and analysts strongly support our vision for the next century in Prince George's County. But first, I want to tell all of you a story, a history lesson on the power of large-scale federal investment in communities around the Beltway. In 1949, Congress appropriated funds for the National Institutes of Health, or NIH, a campus in Bethesda, Maryland. Since then, the NIH has grown, adding research buildings and labs, and today NIH employs 18,000 people in support of their mission. The biotechnology and life sciences industries have grown with NIH in Bethesda, and researchers from NIH work with local companies and startups to translate scientific discoveries into new innovative technologies and treatments. That's why Bethesda flourishes. NIH anchors an entire ecosystem of innovative companies that drive economic growth, making Montgomery County a national leader in life sciences. Now, growth in Bethesda goes far beyond hard science. We also know that Marriott International and Clark Construction have their headquarters in this affluent suburb, anchored by the same once-in-a-generation federal investment. The headquarters of National Institutes of Health, you should know, is not a one-off. The Pentagon and surrounding Department of Defense contractors in Arlington County, Virginia, employ nearly 30,000 people and generate over $11 billion in economic impact. Just like Bethesda, Arlington County has many firms and contractors working around the Pentagon, creating wealth for residents and demand for high-quality amenities and services. Federal investments shaped growth in Arlington and Montgomery counties for nearly a century. Federal investment helped make these two of the wealthiest places on earth. And now, with the help of our federal and state delegations, Prince George's County will have its very own transformative, large-scale federal investment. Now, as David mentioned, I just want to say a second here. You all clapped and you were happy, but y'all were not nearly as pumped as we were about the FBI headquarters coming to Maryland, because what we recognize is these investments do not happen by accident. What David was referencing is that we knew that there had been spent over $400 billion in Northern Virginia compared to $120 billion spent in Prince George's County. And those investments matter. It means now that Arlington, in that area, Fairfax, is the second wealthiest county in the United States of America as a result of the intentional investment of the federal government. And so we demanded that equity dictated that after spending $400 billion plus dollars in Northern Virginia, they must come to Prince George's County and to make the kind of investment that it would allow us to also transform our community. Now, you should know that the FBI is not another shopping center. It's not a storage facility. And I want to let all the haters know that it's another transformative opportunity for our county. It's not a Royal Farms either, so let the haters know that it is not another Royal Farms. FBI headquarters will reshape our community for centuries. We knew that Prince George's County was the best choice for the FBI headquarters. Greenbelt has greater access to transportation, quality amenities, and a valuable STEM research ecosystem in proximity to the University of Maryland. Plus, Greenbelt is build ready, and all along, represented the most cost-effective option for our country. When the federal government decided in 1941 to locate the Pentagon in Arlington and in 1949 chose to locate the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, it set those communities on a path toward unparalleled prosperity for 3/4 of a century. Now, this new century belongs to Prince George's County. Over the coming years, the FBI headquarters will grow, adding new capacities to meet their mission. Thousands of federal officials will help well-paying jobs right here in our county. And as the FBI grows, so will a network of startups and vendors. Cybersecurity and technology, artificial intelligence, and many other services will be right here in our community. Greenbelt will be a major hub for security research. The FBI will anchor an entire ecosystem of innovative companies that drive economic growth. And beyond these direct partners, more and more companies will invest right here. Like Arlington County and Montgomery County, Prince George's County will be a national leader, richer each day with new amenities and new opportunities. The FBI will help our community prosper for centuries to come. And don't just take my word for it. Look at what analysts from Fitch said when they maintained our AAA bond rating. This rating, they said, reflects the county's historically strong operating performance, supporting its AAA financial resilience assessment. So that means that despite a tight budget year, we were able to improve our fiscal outlook by maintaining sound policies that match our ambition. My administration has taken a long view on growth, and economic experts confirm what we already know. We are making investments that will spur prosperity for centuries. Along with credit rating agencies, the state of Maryland also stands behind us. Thanks to the hard work, experience, and leadership of our super talented delegation, we still managed to secure in an incredibly difficult year. We went to Annapolis, they said, look, we don't know how much can happen this year. We have such a tight budget forecast. And in spite of that, I want to thank our delegation from Prince George's County who were able to secure $198 million of the $200 million that we requested in Annapolis. And the reason for their success is simple. We established that our priorities in Prince George's County are the state's priorities. Now, during this legislative session, we secured new investments in healthcare, funds to build climate resilience, funding for our Blue Line corridor projects, and funding to expand opportunities for small businesses. Late last year, we completed a really important health needs assessment. And this assessment took stock of our healthcare resources and identified gaps because we know something that I said from the very beginning. It is that it is not more important for us to invest in economic development than human development. So we wanted to make sure that our residents were going to be healthy and that we would be able to support healthy families. I was troubled to learn, for example, I don't know how many of you realize this. Did you know that 80% of our mothers who are having their babies have to have them outside of Prince George's County? So we wanted to make sure that Prince Georgians are able to begin their journey right here at home. So when our delegation explained our healthcare needs in Annapolis, we received funding for every single ask. $10 million for the new Adventist Health Hospital in South County, $19 million for the Luminous Women's Health Tower to provide OBGYN services so that our families can have babies right here in Prince George's County. Over $1 million to modernize the Luminous Health Emergency Department, and over $2 million for the CCI Health Services expansion. For infrastructure, we received over $10 million for the Calvert Hills Stormwater Project, over $16 million for the Blue Line Corridor Pavilion at Lotsford, and $5 million for a new film studio and soundstage along the Blue Line corridor in Fairmont Heights. That's in addition to $7.5 million that we received for the Cheverly Hospital redevelopment project, which will unlock $1 billion in private investment in Cheverly, the gateway to Maryland, and to Prince George's County, and that is the highest site and the highest point in Prince George's County. Not to mention, we were also able to secure $100 million for the new FBI headquarters relocation project, in addition to federal funds to help construct the new site. The state of Maryland, under Governor Moore, is fiscally prudent. They're facing the same tight budget that we faced here in our county, and each of these enormous investments in small businesses, infrastructure, and the health of our residents are a vote of confidence in our local economy. These investments show that Prince George's County is the economic engine of the state of Maryland. And listen, don't just take my word for it. Look at the data from the U.S. Census Bureau. In 2022, you should know that over 22,000 businesses formed in our community. That's more than twice as many as we had in 2012. And not only are businesses forming at a record pace in Prince George's County, thanks to the efforts of our economic development team and the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation, many of these businesses are high technology enterprises focused on building a greener tomorrow. Now, in 2021, Ion Storage Systems spun out from the University of Maryland with a groundbreaking product, a solid-state battery platform ready for prime time. Dr. Eric Walksman and Greg Hitz opened a state-of-the-art manufacturing and research facility in Beltsville. This growing company went from just 3 employees to 70 in 3 years. Now, Maryland has a next-generation solid-state battery production line. Soon, Ion Storage will deliver safe, fast-charging, and cost-effective batteries that greatly increase the range of electric vehicles and help reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. Having Ion Storage here in Prince George's County is a tremendous vote of confidence. Ion Storage needs a large production space to grow their battery manufacturing. They needed highly educated people to solve the technological challenges of tomorrow, and there are very few communities you should know in America where they could find both. But this is one of the many examples of innovative new businesses that have found a home in our county. Some time ago, Dwayne and Tori King had a personal health scare. And that's when they resolved to bring food to the world that makes a positive impact. They founded Fresh Greens here in 2018 with the philosophy that we function how we fuel. Right now, they have 2 locations, but by the end of the year, 6 Fresh Green restaurants will provide healthy, high-quality meals. This minority and woman-owned brand has 120 employees with over 60 here in our community. Fresh Greens is a part of a movement of businesses that want to offer healthier, more nutritious foods for people to enjoy. Dwayne and Tori are part of a movement of entrepreneurs who want to see their business grow in a way that makes their community better. Every person in our government stands behind them. Fresh Greens is one of many women-owned, minority-owned enterprises that has found success in Prince George's County. La Colonia International Supermarket is a Latin, woman-owned grocery store founded in 2016 in Camp Springs. Maria Aguilar wanted to make sure that her community had access to fresh food and vegetables while creating well-paying jobs that families could depend on. She transformed a thrift store into a destination for her community to find fresh food. And in 2021, Ms. Aguilar opened her second location, filling a Save-A-Lot grocery store located in a healthy food priority area, ensuring that residents there would not lose access to fresh and healthy foods. Whether you want to open a small business, invest and expand, or start something on the cutting edge of technology, we are making our community an attractive place for people of every background to bring their greatest ideas to life. These are the ideas that will define the next century. They are coming to life in Prince George's County. We have the momentum, we have the resources, and we have the broad support of a growing community of people who understand the value of Prince George's County. We are the economic engine of Maryland, and we will keep executing our plan to maximize the benefits of our growing economy for our residents. As I've said many times before, investments in our residents are an investment in the economic future of our community. Our people-centered investments in housing, workforce development, and education make our community an even more attractive place to live and work. We prioritize these people-centered investments from the very beginning, and now our county has successfully supported the creation and preservation of over 5,500 affordable homes since July of 2020. Through Employ Prince George's County, and I want to shout out the super bad Walter Simmons, we have helped, yes, thousands of job seekers with career placement and advancement. In just 6 years, we've built 10 new schools, and we're breaking ground this year on an additional 8, all thanks to an award-winning construction program. And hear me, this is the first in the nation program that is transforming the way that our students learn. We are making progress on transit-oriented development along our major transportation corridors, including the Blue Line corridor. All along the Blue Line, we're making progress with new funding from both public and private sources. In fact, and Angie Rogers, I want you to check me on this, we were able to get $400 million through the Maryland Stadium Authority, and I want you to know that this is the first time in the history of Prince George's County that we have ever gotten a single dollar from the Maryland Stadium Authority for a project in Prince George's County. But what Angie Rogers and her team have been able to do is we have now been able to attract private dollars, and we are able to invest in the neighborhood of $2.5 billion along that Blue Line. We've also seen other private investments, and what we know is that Carillon is continuing forward with multifamily housing and retail parking. Hampton Park has had multiple phases completed, with much of their retail already open. Amore Apollo and Parcel 1 are under construction at the Largo Metro, and Park Place at the Addison Metro stop will break ground this year. These and many other private projects are moving forward. Our county government is working to approve tax increment financing, move projects through their zoning and permitting processes, and determine feasibility for new projects. In New Carrollton, now how many of you, I hope you all are, if this crowd, I hope you're as excited as we are about New Carrollton. How many have been by to see New Carrollton recently? Have you seen it? It's incredible. You should know, for those who do not know, that New Carrollton is now the premier transit hub on the Eastern Seaboard. And we have been able to attract to that project just in the last 2 years $100 million in new investment, including the first of its kind raise grants from the federal government. So in New Carrollton, construction projects are moving forward at a very rapid pace. Our partners are transforming New Carrollton into a walkable, bikeable, amenity-rich destination for families to call home. And at the same time, we're moving forward with improvements that make our permitting process easier than ever before. All of our work this past year positions our community for a new century of growth. We've spent decades encouraging investment in Prince George's County. And even as the region focused on the west side of the Potomac, we kept our heads down and our spirits up. Each of us in this room invested our time and careers right here to show the world that our time had come. Now we must keep building this momentum. I'm calling on leaders from government, private industry, and the community to keep moving forward. In just a short time, we've changed the course of our history for the better. But I know that we can go even further. Each of you are a key part of our success story, a key part of the future of this community. Our county stands behind local businesses that are working to make this century better than the last. We stand with companies, industries, and individuals who want to bring their best ideas to life. We stand with workers who want the best for their families, and we stand ready to help ambitious entrepreneurs who want to make the world a better place. We stand with all of you here today, ready to lead our region for centuries to come. Together, we have a century of growth to plan for, a century of rising quality of life for residents, a century of new amenities, a century of Prince George's County. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you so much for what you do. May God continue to bless Prince George's County, and may God continue to bless each of you. Thank you so much.